views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Wow. Hey, everybody. I want to welcome you. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Welcome to Transformation Talk Radio. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my world. You know, every once in a while, I have to pinch myself and ask, how did I get here? How did I actually get to be in front of all of you amazing rock star listeners? And you really are. You know, in a 14-year period, you have inspired me in ways that I cannot even tell you. But what it is, we are going to show you. You know, several of you have really approached me personally here in, I'd say, the last couple weeks. And what you've done is you've asked me some questions like, you know, Pat, how is the show changing? You know, is the Dr. Pat Show going to go away? Are you going to leave KKNW? What does all of the above mean? And, you know, I want to tell you that going away is not something that's on our radar. Growing exponentially and reaching more people and making it easier for all of you to listen to us and reach us is our game plan. Over the weekend, I was part of a Facebook dialogue between a couple of people. And one of the people was saying, how do we listen to our show? And the other one says, I downloaded the app and I listened to it in my car. And I think she was like in Georgia or something. And it was fun for me to see that because that's our vision and our mission. It was to create change in the industry that is slowly now changing. For us, we've been doing digital broadcasting for over a decade, meaning we've made sure that the platform we create for all of you was going to be the shortest path to change. That's why I'm excited about the 2 hours we've got going on for you today. Is there a short path to change? And if there is, what might we learn about it? Today, I'm so thrilled to introduce you to Jennifer Mannion, who's written the book, A Short Path to Change, 30 Ways to Transform Your Life. You know, for those of us, as we think about what we want to do, what we want to reach in the world, how we want to do it, it is so cool to be able to have somebody on the show that says, wait a minute, there are some tools. There are some things we can learn because she is passionate about healing. She's passionate about her own journey. She's an intuitive healer, a mind-body mentor, and most importantly, understands energy. So if you're going to have a chat with somebody about change and they're not going to talk about energy, talk to somebody else. Jennifer, it's great to have you here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pat. Boy, your words resonated already. That's for sure. We definitely need to talk about energy.
What do you think about the comment I made 2 seconds ago? That, you know, in the world we live in today, there really are people that are still talking about change and healing without talking about energy. Is that like even possible to do today?
I don't really feel it's possible to do. We are energetic beings. The Western medical system has kind of left out our energy body, but we have these habits in place. And unless we look at the energy, go back and look at what maybe started that, or how has that served us, and are kind to ourselves in the process, and really look at even the energy we put forth towards ourselves. Yeah. It is really important. The energy we surround ourselves with, everything influences us in our environment daily. So energy is a huge part of healing.
Yeah. And what I love about the book is you really lay this out in a way that says, wait a minute, you can start here, and helping us connect the dots, because it's so important today to connect the dots, right? But most importantly, you've put exercises throughout the book. I want to ask you, how has your life changed in writing a book that's called A Short Path to Change?
It has changed dramatically.
Yeah, I bet.
Writing the book was definitely a healing process. Writing the chakra chapters was definitely a healing process for me. Every time I write about the chakras, it feels like I do another layer of healing energetically. And yeah, it really has changed. And it's funny because when you do birth the book, it is very different from anything I've ever done. And I had to overcome a lot of my limits and ways of thinking. And I actually did use a lot of the tools from my book to help me get through, and to help me be okay with the changes that were happening in my life, and not resist, but rather be in flow with them and invite them in.
What was the hardest part of the writing, publishing process for you? What did you learn? You had to learn something because the book is published.
Yeah, that is a long question, but I learned a lot. I definitely met some resistance when the editors said, okay, you need to change this and change that. My own ego saying, but I like it this way. And, I learned that my book was much stronger by the suggestions that they made. So really inviting in that expert advice and letting go, and working with them on, it was really nice that my publisher did allow me to say what I thought about the name and the cover, and have some input there where I know a lot of publishers don't. So, and really in the last year, it's funny, the first year that my book came out, it was really challenging because I felt like a newbie. I didn't really know anything about publishing a book and what was next. So I definitely learned the whole way through. I'm still learning. But I felt like after the first year, it got a little easier. And now it's more, I give the book to my clients as a referral. I've just seen so many more uses of the book. So it's really brought me into kind of a new level of my practice too, which has been interesting. I definitely got a lot more gifts from it than I even expected.
Yeah. So the thing I love about it is I love that you're writing about a short path to change. Now, here's why. If you say the word change in a crowd, you can pretty much clear out a room, right? You know what I'm talking about, right, Jennifer? I mean, you know, right? You walk into a room. I mean, have you ever sat down and had a conversation with your partner, spouse, or somebody and said, I think I'd like to make a few changes here, right?
Yeah.
Right? So
go well.
Right through the roof. Tell me a little bit about how the notion of having a short path to change came to you.
Well, it was in my own healing. I mean, I healed myself of 7 years of chronic illness in 3 weeks. So that was a pretty short path. So after that, and learning a bunch of tools, and then, kind of inventing my own tools that helped me get through the day, when I had kind of one of those days, or and also in learning about my clients, like the last 10 years, just that we all have a lot in common. And we all have heard those limiting beliefs, like change is hard and life sucks, then you die, and all these horrible negative programming that we've received. So really to start trying to undo that in people and recognize that, I mean, it really does begin with the self-love. I mean, if we don't love ourselves, we're not going to feel worthy of change. We're going to feel like we're in victim mode. That change is very, very hard. But if we can be loving to ourselves and know that, okay, you know what, it's not like I don't fall back on some of those old habits that I got rid of 10 years ago sometimes, but they're farther and fewer between, and they're shorter lived. So if we can be nice to ourselves in this process and love ourselves through and be aware of, okay, this isn't serving me. By getting rid of this or by changing this, I can be a better person for me, which makes me a better person for everyone around me.
Yeah. And you know what I love? Let's go back to your healing story for a minute. Being able to cure oneself of a chronic illness, period, is looked at in the world as the exception. But we're finding more and more and more and more today. You and I both have done this. Now, I didn't do it in 3 weeks. Obviously, my life lesson was required much more time around that. What is it that you could say, and I'll let you think about this while we go to break. What would you say was the greatest point of wisdom that you had, that you received, your aha moment, the tipping point to a short path to change? We're going to take a short break, everybody. I want to know what that is, because guess what? I do not want a long path to change anymore. I don't think any of you all out there do either. 30 Ways to Transform Your Life. We've got a copy of the book to give away. Amazing book to those. Listen to this. This book would appeal to those who may be frustrated with traditional medical avenues and are ready to explore alternative ways of healing themselves. Hallelujah. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
If you live for something, you're not alone, my friend. So fill up your cup and lift your lighter, a toast to life.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Did you know that all of the shows on the Transformation Radio Network are available as podcasts to stream or download?
Really?
Check us out. Go to transformationradio.fm. We have business shows, spiritual shows, energy healing shows, and pretty much everything in between. Something for everyone, guaranteed to inspire, educate, and transform. We are transforming the world, one listener at a time.
Be you plus live your purpose equals joy. That's the motto of Unstuck Joy with Vicki Todd. Vicki believes you were born with gifts that are meant to make the world brighter. Each show will feature an art visioning journal prompt to help you create your way to soul clarity. If you're ready to get unstuck and create more joy, this show is for you. Tune in every month on Transformation Talk Radio. For more information, visit VickiWorldArt.com.
Tune in to the hit show Mouthing Off with Chef Rossi. Chef Rossi mouths off about different subjects in pursuit of breaking down walls and opening up your minds. She and Dr. Pat banter back and forth, taking from the headlines of the day on subjects that reach beyond what goes on in the world into your hearts. And go to theragingskillet.com to find out more and let Chef Rossi know what's on your mind.
Are you looking for the perfect setting for your next workshop or retreat? At Spirit Fire Meditative Retreat Center, cultivating consciousness is what we do best. Our guests count on us to create an atmosphere that supports serenity and well-being. We lead from the heart and create space for the mind. Freshly prepared meals designed with local and organic ingredients, 95 acres of beautiful woods and pastures, and a facility built with green in mind. This is what you'll find at Spirit Fire. For more information, visit spiritfireretreatcenter.com.
If you live for something, you're not alone, my friend. So fill up your cup and lift your lighter, a toast.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's so great to have all of you tuning us in and turning us on. You know, Jenny Mannion joining me here today. Listen, a short path to change. It's a short path for a reason. You know, Jenny, before we jump into it, can you tell folks how they can find out more about you and how they can get a copy of the book as well?
Sure. They can visit my website to find out more about me. It's jennymannion.com, JennyMannion.com. They can get the book at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. They can order it from their local bookseller. And if they subscribe to my site, I offer the first chapter for free, as well as a guided meditation, my chakra ebook, and a consult with me.
Wow. Okay. I asked you a couple of, well, maybe not as tough a question as I generally ask, but I did ask you a couple of questions, you know, about the process of things. The thing that we're looking at now is people are really searching for alternatives. And I don't even call it alternative medicine anymore. You know, we're going back to some ancient times, but I got to ask you, you know, tell us about your tipping points. Tell us about these points in time along the way to becoming you that were make or break moments.
I think there are two that stand out when you say that. The idea of gratitude was major to me, because when you're sick, you're given a lot of limiting thoughts and you become very ungrateful. You become very focused on what you can't do. I know I was repeating the messages of who I'm disappointed. I'm not a good enough mom. Not a good enough wife. I'm not a good enough daughter, friend. Yeah. So when we change that to gratitude and shift our attention to what is good, look, I had a comfy bed to lay in. Look, I could still read to my kids, even if I couldn't run after them. And really focus on that, it shifts things inside us. It really does. Talk about energy. It really does change the energy within us. Similar is that our body's always recreating cells. So where we put our energy and attention helps to create those kind of cells. So if we're saying every day to ourselves, I'm so sick, I have this disease, this disease, this disease, we're really not giving our body a chance to make healthy cells. So one of the things that I did when I was sick, and I had a lot of diseases that made me feel like I had the flu almost every day, I would concentrate my energy on like my little finger, if that was the only thing that didn't hurt, and give so much gratitude and say like, well, if my little finger doesn't hurt, that means that there's healthy cells within my body, and I'm grateful for those healthy cells. And it just shifted everything, because I was shifting my attention. I was paying gratitude for what was good. And I was allowing the possibility of feeling better by telling my body that it could create healthy cells.
Yeah. So let's talk about this, because I don't know about you. I don't know what your, diagnosis was, or even if we should even talk about it. But, when you hear these words, no one has been able to cure this thing you have yet, Pat. And you hear that, but we're going to throw a bunch of things at it and see how well we do. And then all of a sudden you realize that the things that are getting thrown out at you point you in a direction where the angel lady comes on the show intuitively and says, I think you need to find somebody that administers T3. It doesn't get me to where the angel lady thought I was going to go, but it gets me to somebody who ultimately helped me save my life. Now, you can't talk about those things, right? I mean, I am clearly being asked to write a book about how that works, but most people, Jenny, would look at you and say, that doesn't even make sense, girl. And I want to ask you, intuition doesn't have to make sense.
Mm-mm. It's beyond.
But it has a function. What is the function of our intuition? Tell me, what does it do?
Oh, it's our guidance. That is our connection to our soul. That is, we're so busy living from the mind which is not our greatest cheerleader, but usually our greatest critic, that we don't give ourselves that chance to heal and to love ourselves and to be in that space of healing. I mean, if we're beating ourselves up all the time, how are we going to create healing in our bodies? That doesn't even make sense.
Whoa.
So if we start to give ourselves this love and support and know that we're worthy, and you said you could clear a room. Definitely the first chapter of the book can clear a room, the forgiveness and self-forgiveness. People don't like those terms. They're so attached to their pain, and they've been repeating the story over and over again. And you do need tools to work on forgiveness, because if you're blaming someone, you're going to be in victim mode and you're not going to heal. If you're blaming yourself, you're beating yourself up and you're not going to heal. So really allowing in that forgiveness and love. And our intuition is so smart. God, the worst relationship of my life, as soon as I met this guy, my intuition said, run. And my mind was like, oh, but he's cute. But he's
oh my God.
Your intuition speaks in quick, short sentences and will guide you.
Yeah. How about the word no, right? And we're like, oh, it's going to be okay. I mean, my gosh, you and I would be a millionaire now if I had a dime for every time I've made those decisions earlier in my life, but I don't make them now. I want to get back to forgiveness for a minute, because I think in our society, it is I believe, one of the most misunderstood, misdefined words that we have in the English language. I would love for you to talk about what is forgiveness and what isn't it.
I don't feel forgiveness is, gee, I'm happy I was abused and that happened to me. I don't feel it's a, like being happy about something that happened to you, but there's an acceptance. There is a acceptance that this was in my past, this was my reality, and what can I do to move forward from this now? I do also feel that people that hurt people. Happy, well-adjusted people don't go out hurting people. So if you were abused, most likely, 99% of the time, that person was abused too. So it's almost having this little bit of compassion too, understanding that that hurt people, and forgiveness of ourselves too. Understanding that if we did something that we regret, guess what? We just learned the lesson. It's okay. Forgiving ourselves and knowing that if that opportunity came up again, we would make a better decision and we learned from it. And it's okay. Beating ourselves up about it is not going to change anything. Holding ourselves a victim for something that happened to us won't change anything. All it's going to do is keep us in the past and keep us feeling disempowered, instead of moving forward from right now and deciding, okay, this is my life as of right now. I know that's happened to me. Maybe I did learn things from it, but I'm ready to release it. I'm ready to. And when I say forgiveness, it's almost like forgiving your attachment to it. It's forgiving, that whatever is holding you to that moment.
Yeah. I want to go to the part of the book that you've written about this, because I think you and I have had a very similar experience with the traditions of Hawaii. And the reason I want to ask you about them is because for me, my visits to that beautiful land, to the people, becoming part of that culture in some strange way, right? Having friends there. The lesson I learned from the people, the Hawaiian people, is it's hard to talk about it, but you have got a prayer in the book. And when I got to this, I was reading your book and I was like, oh, she included it. All right. Tell everybody.
The prayer is Ho'oponopono, a very complicated name for a very easy, beautiful prayer. And it's 4 sentences. And actually, after writing the book, I did take training with Dr. Len, who was the doctor that popularized it again in the late 1960s. He was a psychiatrist at a criminal mental facility where no one wanted to go, no one wanted to work. And instead of seeing the clients, he would say this simple prayer to their chart. And within months, people were off medications, were being released. The staff there became more comfortable there. Things were starting to grow on the ground. And it's those 4 sentences. It's, I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Yes.
And it allows us to release whatever attachment we have. And I have seen miracles created with that prayer time and time again. And it's the first thing that I recommend to my clients. And that's why it's the first chapter of my book.
Yes. And the reason is, when I think about the Hawaiian culture, if I could for a minute, if we can just digress in a really good way, right?
Yeah.
It is, I think about a culture of people. And when I say a culture of people, anybody that's ever been to Hawaii is really clear that it brings a whole new meaning to melting pot over there, right? But I wanted to just talk with you about the light-hearted nature of a culture that also will not go quietly in the night. And what do I mean by that? This is a culture of people that said you will not wipe out, our ancient language. It's just not going to happen over here. We're going to study it. We're going to teach it in schools. People are going to learn it. If you come to this school, we're going to speak it. And I think that surprised folks. But at the same time, they're a fierce people that believes in freedom, and they are a kind people. I don't generally generalize, but this has been my experience. Isn't that the part of forgiveness that we don't talk about, is what it does energetically to us, right?
It gives us freedom.
Yeah.
It allows us to be in the present moment and not be a victim anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I love about it is, you said it before, and I want to talk about it when we come back. How does any of this free the pathway for us to do what? Take action. Energy, is it really everything? When we come back, we're going to give you, open up the phone lines, questions, comments. We're going to give a fabulous autographed copy of the book. When we come back, if energy is everything, am I really bringing things to the doorway of my life that I don't want there? We'll be right back.
If you're not the one for me, then I'll come, I can bring you to your knees. If you're not the one for me.
Are you ready for a game changer? Sarah Westall is bringing you Business Game Changers Radio. Sarah brings you leading experts, visionaries, and newsmakers who provide the best commentary on big issues and cutting-edge innovations. Sarah's 20 years as a business executive will help you think like an entrepreneur with expertise, energy, and attitude. Tune in to Business Game Changers Mondays at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Are you traveling most of your day? Do you want to take Transformation Talk Radio with you anywhere you go? Well, guess what? There's an app for that. Just go to the App Store on your Apple device or the Google Play Store on your Android and search Transformation Talk Radio. Catch all of our live shows no matter where you are. Thanks for listening.
Tune in to Dynamics of Diversity Radio, scripting the new narrative for immigration with leading experts Kripa Upadhyaya and Steve Tanijo on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This show will remove the noise that often accompanies discussions on this topic and share a new perspective on the dynamics of immigration and diversity, ever reminding us that together we are all at the core of innovation, excellence, and positive change. Visit OrbitLawPLLC.com for upcoming topics.
Have you been seeing numbers like 111 and 222 everywhere you go? Do you feel that the universe may be trying to get your attention, perhaps offering a message of some sort? As it turns out, numerical patterns and certain types of geometry form the very fabric of our reality, from cells under a microscope to the astronomy of our night sky. At Stellar Reflections, we offer special sessions which tap into these patterns, designed specifically to support you on your journey. The 111 and 222 activations are sessions activating new patterns in your energy field, which in turn can help you create new patterns in your life. After just one session with a practitioner, either in person or via distance, clients report gaining greater clarity, becoming more intuitive, and honoring their inner truth as they move forward in their lives. Curious about what these transformational sessions might do for you? Call 425-999-9836 or visit stellarreflections.com. That's stellarreflections.com.
When your body is awakened, your spirit comes alive. Dana Canetto is a transformational guide, embodiment coach, and spiritual mentor assisting women in realigning with their truth and embodying who they are by connecting to the wisdom of their body. Tune in every month on Transformation Talk Radio and the Dr. Pat Show Network for Body Divinity Radio with Dana Canetto. For more information on Dana and her services, visit danacanetto.com. That's DANACANNETO.com.
Oh, honey, if I'm not the one for you, why have we been through what we have been through? It's so cold.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. I'm Dr. Pat. I'm joined by the fabulous Jenny Mannion, who has not just written a book, A Short Path to Change, but works with people all over the globe. And what does it mean to work with people all over the globe? Well, if you are an author and an intuitive healer, how do you help other people learn the tools, the tips of what you had to go through to heal yourself? That's what Jenny has done. And Jenny, one more time, let folks know how they can find out more about you and also how they can get a session with you and get a copy of the book.
Sure. Thank you. My website is jennymannion.com, JenniferMannion.com. Sorry. And you can subscribe to my site and you will actually receive a free chapter of my book, a guided meditation, and a consult with me. You can also look at my services on that page. There's a services page. I offer a 20-minute free consult with the purchase of my book. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. I offer a lot of free tools on my site. And yeah, I'm a big believer in short, simple tools.
Awesome. Now, let's talk about energy. But before we do, Mr. B, what I would love to do is open up the phone lines and just let folks know first caller will receive a signed copy of A Short Path to Change plus a free 20-minute consult. So let us start by doing that. Now, also, if you've got a question for Jenny, we can do a little interactive work with our listeners as well, can't we?
I would love that.
Yeah. So if you think you got something going on and you want to find out from somebody that knows how to get you some help, give us a shout, 1-800-930-2819, 1-800-930-2819. One of the most important questions that I still ponder is everything energy? And if it is, Jenny, as you say in the book, here's the question for you. What should we be mindful of?
Everything.
Yeah.
We should be mindful of being present and what we're allowing into our energy, what we are saying to ourselves, the messages we're giving ourselves, because that creates energy. As I was mentioning before, that can help create the cells that are in our bodies, what we're telling ourselves. We should be mindful of the relationships around us because they are feeding us energy. If we're around people that are draining us all the time, or, a lot of times as women, especially moms, we will just feel like we have to do for everyone else and put ourselves last. How can we have any energy, if we're not filling our well? Energy too, what fills your energy? What gets you excited? What, gets you passionate? Do you love to cook, draw, write? Whatever you love creatively, that's coming from your soul. You need to nurture that. Worry, looking at worry. Where's your energy going during the day? The more times you can bring yourself to the present moment and just say, okay, what am I repeating in my head? Because we're always sending messages to ourselves. So am I sending positive messages of what I want, or am I sending that worry and fear? So it's really about being conscious conscious, because that's the only way we can assess where our energy has been and where we want it.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. You go to the doctor, you get a diagnosis, or you don't go to the doctor and get a diagnosis, but you know you're not feeling well. There is going to be an opportunity at that point, and you talk about this in the book. There's going to be an opportunity at that point to choose the next thought. The ego is going to be battling us to choose a thought. And that thought may or may not be a healing thought. And I wanted to ask you, what have you learned when you are being affected by things in the outside world that might take you down a rabbit hole that you absolutely don't want to go down?
Notice it. That is the first thing. We need that awareness. I mean, I'm not free of going down that little rabbit hole, but I don't go all the way down it anymore. I'm conscious of the thoughts, as they're coming or soon after. And it's a training that we need to do, because if this is a program, if you were told, that you run to the doctor every time you get even a sniffle, that's going to be your program that's running. If you're told that cancer runs in your family and you have some strange symptoms, you're going to start running that dialogue. So really being conscious of that and asking if that's the only possibility, is that your intention? Is that what you want to be your reality? And really those unconscious thoughts, I always tell my clients that it's more like static on radio, because there are so many unconscious thoughts that come all day long, and they're just kind of that static. But when we do get clear and we do say, okay, I'm in the present moment, what do I want? And we set that intention, or we meditate, or we do energy work, we're really sending that clear signal out. And it really gets rid of a lot of that static. It is 100 times more powerful than the static. We can walk around in hours of that fog all day, but if we do send, 10, 15 minutes in that present moment, setting the intentions, paying attention to our energy, what do we, it really can transform our life even in that time. When I was healing, I didn't spend all day every day working on myself. I spent the key moments of the day, which are when we first wake up and we're in that half awake asleep state, and our subconscious isn't, on high alert, and right before we go to sleep. And those are usually the times where we're sending pretty negative messages. Oh, I'm worried about tomorrow.
I know.
Long day. Oh, my body hurts, So if we start there, right when you wake up and right when you go to sleep, those are really powerful times to start changing that inner dialogue and your energy.
Yeah. Now, listen, we have got one of our fabulous listeners waiting to do an on-air live, intuitive connection with you. Oh. Let's bring her on, Mr. Benny.
Renee from Everett, welcome to the show.
Renee.
Hello.
How can we help you today? Welcome to the show.
I'm curious to know if there might be anything health-wise that I should be paying attention to. I don't have
I'm going to turn that right over to Jenny.
Okay.
What's that? Is there something that is making you ask that?
Yeah, I don't really feel like there's anything glaring health-wise, but I feel that I'm not functioning at 100%.
Okay, well, I will tell you that since we're talking about energy, these are very challenging energetic times. If you are a sensitive person, there are a lot of people right now that are picking up on kind of the angst, fear, uncertainty of change that is going on in this world. And it is making people feel more drained. I find a lot of people are very fatigued. So I would ask you to be very conscious about what you're doing for yourself daily to fill your energy. Watching news is not a good thing. If you do watch news, make sure you balance it with watching an inspirational story too, or reading an inspirational story. Assess where you're spending your energy. Are you doing things that are going to fill you with joy? Are you doing things, living your life for other people, of service all the time? Or are you filling your energy doing the things that you love, getting out for a walk or creating? It's a very important time to be very mindful of the energy we're taking in and the energy we're surrounding ourselves with. And we can take action every day by like I said before, getting in that present moment and setting intentions of what you do want in the morning and at night, paying gratitude for what is good. You know, you said kind of you have these, it's not like something is glaring. It's just this kind of moderate feeling of you're not yourself or you're not feeling well. But like I said, these energies are really, it's the energy of change in the air, you know, and that is very uncertain, and that can bring a lot of fear in, which can make us feel a little defeated. So I would say to just really watch your energy, set intentions, do things that are good for you, and that are going to fill your energy up.
Yeah. What do you think about that? I'm already getting a shift from that.
Yeah, it's really, I think being mindful is the key. Instead of just letting the day happen, making sure, I think I'm probably guilty of spending more time doing things for others or taking care of obligations, and I need to be more mindful of doing more things for myself.
Yeah, Renee, it's really important. And we can definitely, I call myself a recovering perfectionist. I know that as women, as moms, it's tough. We want to be there for everyone and do everything. But I learned the hard way because, you know, I was flat on my back for a while. We cannot do that. You know, it's not sustaining to do that. Self-care has never been more important, and being mindful is part of that. And I know, you know, as a busy person, we can say we don't have time, but you have the time in the shower where you can imagine the water washing away the negativity, pay gratitude for what's good, set intentions for how you want your day to go. But right when you get up in the morning, what are your first thoughts? If they're dread of all the things you have to do, or maybe thinking about something maybe fun that you can do for yourself that day. And when you go to bed, paying gratitude for yourself for all you did do, because we don't do that. We will harp on about the one thing we missed, but we won't give ourselves credit for the 50 things we did do that day. And it makes a big difference in our energy.
Awesome. Yeah. Now, Renee, one of the things I want to make sure is you're going to get a copy of the book, but you're also going to get a 20-minute session here, you know, with Jenny. So I want to make sure that you don't hang up after this, okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, I know. We get so caught up in the moment of things, and then all of a sudden you're gone. I know you might have another question. What might that be?
I'm wondering if is now a good time to be looking for new areas of I don't even know if I'd want to call it career, but I feel like I'm in between chapters of my life. I feel like I'm ready to do something new, but I'm not really sure what it is. I think that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah, I think that if you're even feeling you're in between chapters, it is a perfect opportunity for change. And what I recommend when I talk to my clients is to make a list of the things that you want to bring into a career. What do you like doing? I am really good around people. I like communicating with people. I need a flexible schedule. Think about those things that get you excited, that would get you excited every day to wake up, knowing that you were going to this job or doing this career, and kind of let the universe work its magic. Take those like hints from the universe. If you feel drawn to go online and go to this website or something, check it out. I mean, tune inwards and ask for some guidance. But by setting the list, by making a list, you're kind of setting that intention for, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to receive this. I'm ready to invite something new into my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I can feel excitement generating just by what you said.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so very much. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, more with the show. We've got our final wrap up. And by the way, Jenny is going to share incredible exercise with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Bree Gibbs is a fourth-generation high priestess with the knowledge to raise your vibration and conscious creation. Offering a wide variety of services from goddess light and shamanic healing seminars to private reading sessions, Bree works with you so you too can stand in your own power. Isn't it about time you took your life into your own hands? For more information about Bree's services and products, visit silvergaia.com. That's silvergaia.com.
Chris Stanis is a spiritual leader and healer and teaches a course on how you can transform your life through a meditation and healing system that will manifest your spirit's dreams. She manifested the Women of Wisdom Conference, the Women of Wisdom book, and this radio show. And she can show you how to change your life too. Are you ready? Visit the website and contact her at voicesofwomentoday.com. That's voicesofwomentoday.com.
Are you tired of being bloated and nauseous? Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know eating unhealthy foods eventually leads to an unhealthy digestive system? Did you know eating the most healthy, nutritious food doesn't necessarily result in a healthy body? The stomach must be healthy in order to properly digest, metabolize, and utilize even the best of nutrition. Without proper digestion from the stomach through the intestinal tract, the nutritious value is not absorbed, and the improperly digested food can be more toxic to your body than helpful. You can be doing all the right things and getting all the wrong results. In fact, other organs may also be interfering with your stomach's ability to digest. Contact us today for your appointment at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. Or visit us at maryjanemack.com.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show, Talk Radio to Thrive By. I am so thrilled to be talking to all of you. We have got talk radio for all of us. Are you ready and willing and able to accept all of the abundance you can muster up in your life? Check us out, the drpatshow.com, transformationtalkradio.com, transformationradio.fm. Oh my goodness.
What is a brilliant culture? And how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you design a culture that is authentic, innovative, and successful. Learn how to create change with Cultural Brilliance Radio, the DNA of organizational excellence, and Claudette Rowley. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit ClaudetteRowley.com.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dr. Pat. If you want to find out more information about me, then go ahead and go to the Dr. Pat Show, or you can go to Transformation Talk Radio. If you want to find out more about our upcoming crowdfunding and network, that website will be up at the end of the week. Also, we have a crowdfunding site for a new way to educate folks about Lyme disease. That'll be up as well. Jenny, you know, that was a great call. I mean, there's so many things that we can talk about that you've written about in the book. What can we talk about? What kind of exercise? What might we leave our listeners with here in this last segment?
Well, since we were talking about receiving information and being present to receive it, I would like to lead you through an exercise in connecting with the guidance and wisdom of the universe through using the 7th crown chakra.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so can I dive right in?
Dive right in.
All right. All right. I'd like you to get quiet, close your eyes, become present. Notice the chair under you, or if you're laying down, the bed under you. And I do like to begin energy exercises with rubbing the palms of your hands together, because that's nice. You're feeling energy. So it's really nice to just breathing, slowing, rubbing your hands together. We're kind of waking up the energy body when we do this. You can even pay gratitude for this moment, for just being in the present moment, allowing yourself to let everything else go. And when you're ready, you can either put your hands on your lap, you can put them facing each other where you feel the energy. And I'd like you again to just notice your breathing. You can intend it to just slow a bit. A lot of times we're either rapidly breathing or almost not breathing at all these days. So we need to definitely pay attention to our breath. Feel that energy that's in your hands. And I'd like you to imagine all your challenges being put in a box beside you, and you're going to shut this lid. They're going to be there when you're ending. But for now, we want to put those aside. Be grateful for yourself to be able to put them aside for now and take this moment for yourself. And again, just affirm that you're really grateful that you are in the present moment. I'd like you now to imagine a violet light coming into the crown of your head as you repeat these affirmations silently to yourself. I am connected with the wisdom of the universe. I am connected with the wisdom of the universe. I am connected with the wisdom of the universe. I am divinely guided and protected. I am divinely guided and protected. I'm divinely guided and protected. Again, imagine this violet light is just on the crown of your head, and this energy is just seeping in as you say the last affirmation. I live in the present moment. I live in the present moment. I live in the present moment. I'd like you to imagine that energy coming down your face and settling in your heart. You can put your hand on your heart if you like. And just know that it only takes a few seconds to be in this present moment and to ask. We can ask for wisdom. We can ask for that intuition. Not judge it. Just know that it'll come in short spurts. We can ask a question and just take ourselves out of the answer as we just wait to receive it. I'd like you to say thank you to the universe for this connection, for guidance, and for the knowledge that you are never truly alone. I want you to thank yourself for taking this time and just affirm to yourself that the next time maybe you get stressed about a situation or don't know what to do, you're going to bring yourself to this space. It only takes a couple of minutes, and you're going to ask to receive. Thank yourself one more time. Give yourself that inner hug. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wow, that's very, very powerful. There are many, thank you so much for that.
So welcome.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
I know we have a few minutes left, and I wanted to talk with you about your message for people when it comes to even changing our thinking about change. See, this book is called A Short Path to Change. And there's a reason it's called this, because I think many of us have really struggled with the current point of view that's out there about change. And in the last minutes we have here in the show, what's your message to folks that are thinking, gosh, Jenny, I've tried to change. Pat, I've tried to change. You and I know what it's like because we too tried to change and then we figured it out. What would you like to say to folks?
I'd say that it is a possibility. I have seen people heal from late stage cancer. Pat, you and I know that we healed when we were ready, when our body was absolutely ready. To give ourselves that love, to know that we are going to attract the resources to us that we need to. We are going to be patient with ourselves in this healing process. We're going to love ourselves, even if we can't do the things that we want to do. We're going to love ourselves through it and tell ourselves we're enough and do the things that do bring us joy, even if it's, you can't get out of bed and you can read a book or you can, watch something funny. You're going to love yourself no matter what. And if you keep loving yourself and use some of these tools, there are a million tools all over the internet. I did not pay a dime to heal myself, you're going to invite that change in and just invite that new way of being in. Love yourself enough to know that you're worth it.
Wow. Thank you for today. Thank you for all that you do. Again, Renee, you're going to get yourself some time with Jenny, please tell folks how they can get a copy of your book and also how they can work with you directly.
Absolutely. They can visit my website, jennymannion.com, JennyMannion.com, for my services and also a link to my book, or you can go to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, or your local bookstore and order my book. And for subscribing for my site, I do offer a lot of free gifts.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, everybody, we're going to take a really short break. And when we come back, we've got another hour coming up here, Mouthing Off Radio with Chef Rossi and me and Benny. We'll be right back.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.